Hello everyone! I'm making this video to inform all of you as to why I was removed from Buzzbin. So I'm sure you're all familiar with Calypso Riley, the one who steals your corsets, bras, chicken cutlets after asking to borrow them. You know, the one that thinks that gay bars are already inclusive enough so there's no need to have a Queens of Color show.
But no, I love all that. Sounds cute. Yeah, I wanted to do like that Vogue night because I want Kimmy Katarja to come, and like I would love to have different girls, like the POC girls from around here. The only thing that is weird with Buzzbin, and it's kind of what the older queens say with like gay bars, is that gay bars are all inclusive. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to say like black girls won't be represented well at Buzzbin, because they would. I mean, it's a very awesome place. It really is. It's just we have to remember what the audience is there. And I'm not saying we're not going to do it, because we're still totally going to do it. Like especially like in the summer, I think it would be so cool to have a Vogue night outside on the stage, because we will have that also.
You know, the one that called Kalia Diamond a dirty N-word about 7 times in the back of my car after coming home from Cocktails Akron because she thought that Kalia stole her phone. That one. You know, she gave me some great advice and I'm going to be following that today. So back in January, Paraphernalia asked me to be a part of her show at Buzzbin. And I said, sure, Snookums. Do you know any punk rock or horror style queens that are in this area? And I simply said, Calypso Riley. So after Para put the show together, she went through some mental health issues, and she decided that she was no longer going to do the show. So she dropped out and she left the show for Sable and Calypso. So after that, we had our first show. It was pretty successful. So they were having the second show, they were planning it out, and Sable got a booking to be part of the Bad Girls Club, and she had to leave. So after Sable left, Calypso had called me and asked if I wanted to be a part of her show. And I said, sure. And we had communicated that it would be a shared responsibility. So basically, because Sarah and I are good friends, I said I felt like she should have been a part of our cast. I formed a group chat and I said that this was going to be like a group effort. And Calypso sent messages back basically saying that she needed us to keep her level-headed, and that she knew that she would get a big head, and she knew that ultimately what was going to happen would happen. So she would later go on to say that she, out of the goodness of her heart, asked us to be in her show. You asked me to co-host it with you, and I made you put Sarah in the roster. And we all decided that it was going to be a group effort. So this wasn't a one-sided ordeal like she would like you to believe. And we started noticing that she was being very manipulative, very controlling. So one day, and I'll put up like screenshots as I'm talking, so if you guys want to pause and read, you can do so. One day we got mad because Calypso was being manipulative over a situation, and we basically told her, hey, you're being really manipulative. We don't appreciate the way that we're being treated right now because you're treating us very horribly, and you're just being manipulative, and when you don't get your way, you're basically saying like, it's my way or the highway. If you don't like it, get out of my show. And you can even see in the messages where she threatened to remove me and Sarah from the show, and then in the next couple of messages backpedaled and said, oh, I never threatened to remove you from the show. And then she wanted an apology, even though we did nothing wrong. She was the one who was coming out of left field at us, and we corrected her behavior. And she expected that just because she apologized, that we were going to apologize.
Hi, so I'm actually editing this video and realized that I have way too many screenshots to show on the screen. But go ahead and just pause. Sorry, there's a lot of tea to spill, sweetheart. But just go ahead and pause and read all these. Thanks.
I decided to go to the bar, and this was my first run-in with our lovely bar owner. Essentially, I messaged the bar owner And I said, hey, this whole thing is going left. And she's threatening to remove us from the show. And she basically did not give a fucking shit. She literally was just like, okay. So that was my first taste of how the bar owners really just don't give a fuck about the show or how it goes or who's in charge of making the money. So after this whole thing went down, I had the mindset of I'm done with this venue. I'm going to finish out my shows that I have booked out. And from there on, I'm going to say thanks but no thanks. And I'm going to go find a new venue. So I started saying, I don't really care what you do. I don't really care what you do. So fast forward to May, I'm thinking this is going to be a great show. This show is going to be amazing. No, it wasn't. I arrive on the scene. Calypso is out of face, distraught. We don't have a dressing room. What? What was that, Snookums? Oh, we don't have a dressing room. The bar owner decided to make the dressing room her personal office and not tell anybody. What do we have to do? We have to get ready outside. You guessed it. Right in front of customers and everything. Ever seen a drag queen tough? The people at Buzzbin can say they have. Obviously this pissed off a lot of people, including Calypso, who was shit-talking the owner the whole night, which she would later say that I was the one who was shit-talking the owners. Sweetie, I really wish I would have had receipts of the fucking shit that she said to me that night, because...
Oh my god, hi, it's me again. So here are some more screenshots of just proof showing that Calypso was very annoyed with Julia's behavior, just in case she tries to say that, you know, it was all me and I was the only person who was shit talking. No, me and Sarah were actually trying to get to the bottom of things, but, you know, Calypso just shuts down.
So me being the nice friend that I am, I painted Calypso outside. There was another drag queen that came, was very upset about the situation, and she was essentially saying that it was homophobic, that the bar was prioritizing a straight band over a straight band that was bringing in like 5 people over an LGBTQ drag show that was bringing in a lot of people and making them a lot of money. So there was a lot of queens that were very pissed off. There was a lot of patrons that were pissed off. They were coming up to staff and saying, why are the drag queens getting ready outside? There's no one here. Why do you have a band here? Like, people were pissed off. When the bar owner finally got there, she just shrugged it off. She literally did not give a fuck, like a single fuck. She did not care. So then she gave us this tiny little closet for some of us to get ready in. So then at the end of the night, people are pissed. Everyone's in like the little sliver of the dressing room that they have left after she made it into her office, which, by the way, is really annoying because firstly, there's only 2 entrances to the new dressing room, which is through the stage. So if somebody's performing, you can't just walk on stage to get to the dressing room. You have to go clear around the building to the other side, knock on the doors, hope somebody hears you over the music to let you in, communicate with people that are in the dressing room, then go all the way back to where the mic is stationed, all the way in the back of the club to the DJ booth. So there was a lot of shit that happened that I got blamed for, that I took the blame for over Mike because I didn't want Calypso to seem unprofessional for not having anything together. So I took blame for calling Chloe Chlorine on stage when she wasn't ready because nobody could communicate to me that she wasn't ready, because we had to track a fucking marathon from the dressing room clear around the building to the back of the stage to be told anything. So at the end of the night, I'm like, bitch, give me my money. I'm paying who I pay. And I'm fucking leaving. Calypso comes into the dressing room, completely shuts down. She's like, Julia left. I don't know what's happening with the money. I don't have any money. The bartenders don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Julia just left without saying anything to anybody. She's like, I don't want to deal with this right now. I don't have time for this right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. Dude, blah, blah. Which is funny because she would later go on to say that she was the one who asked me to take care of it. Nay, nay. Sweetie, I said, I went outside, I messaged Julia, I said, hey, what's going on with the money? To which I received a stank attitude, mind you, because she was upset that I guess she didn't tell her bar staff what the fuck was going on. Sweetie, not my fault. I have a horde of angry drag queens that are saying they're not getting paid. So Julia messaged me and explained what was going on. I told the bartender. She was like, oh, okay, got it. So I sorted everything out with the bartender, and Calypso waltzes on out, pissed off, and I said, I got it. Like, got it undercover, got it controlled. Thank you, show director, for being so level-headed and really taking the bull by the horns on this one. So, of course, she takes credit for getting the money, but we'll leave it. So after that, I decided, you know what? I'm done putting effort into shit that somebody else is taking credit for, saying what can happen and how to fix it if it's a problem in the future, because nobody else fucking cares about that shit. So I'm done. Let it fail. Let it go to shit. I don't fucking care anymore. So I did not do dick all except for make a Facebook page for Drag Underground. I actually care about the show's well-being, so making most of my time management, I made a page for Drag Underground. But what is Calypso worried about? Who makes the flyers? Bia making the flyers? Bia making amazing flyers for us? Cut it. Done. No. Because it makes Calypso happy to make shitty Party City flyers. Glad your priorities of making the show great are they're really good. So once again, I was gonna host the entire show because the last 3 fucking months I was on mic 80 fucking % of the time, and then it was Sarah that was on mic for some of it, and then Calypso was on mic for like 2 numbers, and that was it. By the way, the first ever show that we had together, I wrote out a schedule to who was gonna have the mic when. Tell me how I ended up with the mic basically the whole night, and during intermission, Calypso was like, I don't really feel like hosting, so I'm gonna go outside and smoke, but the mic's over there. So that was one of my main annoyances, is that she was doing dick all and then reaping the benefits of being a show director. I messaged the group chat between me, Sarah, Calypso, and the bar owners, which I thought was very professional because I didn't step on Calypso's toes, as she would later say, and I worded a casually professional paragraph basically saying, hey, is there anything that we need to know about before we get into this next show? Because I don't want to be surprised again like last month where we didn't have a dressing room. Basically, the bar owner got a fucking attitude with me yet again, and instead of taking responsibility, even if it wasn't her fault, which it was, even if it wasn't her fault, her as a bar owner could have taken the situation by the horns. She could have said, you know what, that's fine, this is what happened, but this is what we're gonna do next month to make sure that it doesn't happen again. But instead of doing that, no, sweetie, what does she do? She deflects blame on herself entirely and tries to say that it's our fault. So I later get a message from Calypso. Well, I messaged Calypso and I said, if this bitch gives me an attitude one more time, I'm going to pop off. Because I'm over it. I'm over being treated like shits. It's Pride Month, bitch. I'm not going to be making money for a straight establishment and be shit on by a straight establishment that is using queer people to make money for them and not doing shit for them in return. You're giving us dick all to make a huge show. You're yelling at us to make the shows bigger, but you're paying us shit money to have the shows. We have amazing people. We're working with our budget. We're digging into our tips. I walked away with $20, where some people were walking away with almost $200. I walked away as a show director with $20 in my fucking pocket the one night because I had to pay people to be there. So it really pisses me off that she has the nerve to treat us like shit, demand that the shows are better, and treat us like fucking doormats and expect us to just be cool with it. So put that bitch in her place. Again, I'm including screenshots for you guys to see. Put that bitch in her place. Let her know what the fuck the tea was.
Yes, please enjoy all of these screenshots of me putting Calypso in her place, explaining to her why she's wrong, just formulating a pointative argument as to what the fuck she don't know what she's talking about, and now you can go ahead and see Calypso deflecting and twisting things around to try to make her stupid mentality seem legitimate. It's actually quite sad to see her try to justify her behavior, but as you can see, we're no longer friends.
So I said, you know what? I don't want to be in the show. Take me out of the show. I'm doing this show, and then I'm done. So then the day of the show rolls around. So I messaged the group chat because one of the amazing entertainers, Jenny, that I booked, I've seen her many a time do this number that she sent me. I said, I love this number, but are you going to be singing live? Because I knew that last 2 times I saw it, she sang live. And Buzzbin refuses to give us wireless mics. I messaged her about it, got an attitude, and was told to bring my own. So I said, you know, because Calypso wanted to be all nice and bitchy when I messaged her before. So I said, you know what? I can be a petty ass bitch too. So I said, you know, I'm sure our lovely show director can get you a microphone. So then she messaged me, and this is just the funniest part of this whole fucking thing. She messages me and says, stop making passive aggressive comments, you fucking skis. Me, I said, you know, just trying to make sure that this show runs smoothly. Can't wait. So excited for the show. And she's going to say, you're uninvited. Don't come. And knowing how manipulative she is and knowing her as a person, bitch, what I do? Call me Petty Crocker, bitch, because I screenshotted what the fuck she sent to me, and I sent it in the group chat. I said, have a nice show, ladies, and I left. Because I'm not having this bitch sit around and do what I knew she was going to do, still doing it, and try to twist things around and try to make it seem like I'm the unprofessional one. Everybody in that group chat saw why I was removed. So I don't know why you're going back and I'm getting news from down the line that you're telling people that I was removed from the show because I was harassing patrons and that I was cussing out bar owners. Who the fuck? See, done. I've heard from several people the dumb shit that you have said was the reason that I got kicked out. But no lies will be spread at once tonight, because I have not never once been rude to a patron that comes in and is paying me to give them a show. And to say that I was cussing out a bar owner, sweetie, I wanted to cuss out those bar owners because they are fucking horrendous and they treat us like shit. But have I? Not once. I sent her a long paragraph and I'll include it here. Basically apologizing, even though I shouldn't have apologized. I said, you know, if I'm going to be working with this bitch for until October, let me go ahead and apologize to her and get it where it needs to be, because I'm just not trying to have all the drama. I don't like the drama. So, Miss Calypso Maniac, please, keep your fucking mouth shut. Because the people that you are messaging that you think are going against me are actually coming to me and saying, why is this bitch saying this? And I'm like, I don't know, but I have screenshots. How are you? So on a closing note, my hands are wiped free. This is not drama. This is me coming on here because, yet again, somebody is trying to make me out to be a bitch. Are we shocked? No. Am I shocked that she's using my reputation as a bitch to manipulate further to make me look even more like a bitch? No. Because that's just who she is. She's a manipulator. She's a liar. She constantly lies. But I'll let you all be a judge of character. Just know that I'm not associated with Calypso. I'm not associated with Buzzbin. I don't appreciate either of the two treating drag queens and drag shows like shit. Having no experience with drag shows is not an excuse, because you can put that bitch in her place and say, I know that you don't have experience, but baby, let me tell you how it goes. Because what you're doing right now is disrespectful. And if she don't want to acknowledge that you are being disrespected, bye. I can take my business somewhere else. Sweetie, you can keep booking those fucking straight bands that bring you in 5 people, sweetie. And I'll take my drag show that's bringing 50 plus people in, and I'll go down the street. Thank you. There's plenty of bars that I can go to. I'm not worried about it. So my message to anybody that's taking my spots, baby, you will soon see what I'm talking about. Just letting you know that you will soon see.